Hello everyone, welcome to Astro Life on Instagram. Once a week, I will meet astrologer here to discuss current transit and the current affair. And today it is very exciting because I'm going to chat with a new friend, Kenan Yasin from Turkey. And I think it's, it is very interesting because he is very famous in Turkey and I see he has a lot of fans. So and also recently I read a few articles from him. I think, wow, he is a great astrologer. I can't wait to talk to him. So let me go to first invite Kenan. Very smoothly, fingers crossed. I hope it will go through. Oh, not yet. Okay, let me do it again.
Hello, Rod.
Hello, Kenan. Finally. Hey,
Finally,
how are you?
thank you so much for inviting me. It's such an honor for me to be in front of you, of course. Why? Because you are a professional astrologer. I know. I know you have a TikTok account. I know. But I know that you're a professional astrologer. I follow you closely, and also I have a question for you.
Yep.
I don't know. Am I ready to you? Because have you got any private life without astrology? Why am I asking this question? Because I find you very closely to you. I find you very close to you because I worked so hard, and I see that you work so hard. You share lots of things, and you host another astrologers. And I wondered that have you got any private life without astrology?
Interesting question. Have I? Probably not.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, I'm kind of one part I have a Mars in Capricorn, so I'm kind of workaholic. And the second, being an astrologer for a long time, I probably, everything is astrology for me. To be honest, I know that it's not very healthy. To be honest, I need to avoid sometimes forget everything about astrology, just do something else. But I couldn't because even my interest is taking the photo of the stars, and that is a little bit crazy.
Of course, I'm also.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it is very interesting. I started following you, and first I noticed you do a lot of I think weekly and daily, and I was like, there's a lot of friends doing Stormy Grace. She's doing this type of thing, and also another Canadian astrologer, I think Nadia Shah. She's working so hard, and you are the same. I was like, wow. And not only this, you really show people your knowledge to astrology is not really just talking about the sun sign, but it's like a very deeply and profoundly engaged in astrology. I was like, wow, I got to know this guy. And I remember we have few conversation over the important event, and also recently your article was published on the Time Lord, on the CIA, right? Cosmic Intelligence Agency. And congratulations. That is great article. That is great article.
Thank you so much. I worked so hard and I took lots of notes in here. We can start in there. Because I'm not an historian. I'm not also a geographer, also any other politician either. I'm just an astrologer, and I do love my work. I do love my job also. Thank you so much for interest. Yeah.
Okay, so I think today our major theme is the Sun-Mars synodic cycle. And that is so interesting because we discussed that from last month when we first say we are going to talk about it, and see what's happening now. It's amazing. So what are you going to share with us today?
I know, and I understand that you have talked a lot of this process, and also
2 or 3 times.
Also shared lots of things, but maybe I would tell you something indifferent by making short reminders in terms mundane astrology,
Definitely,
so
please.
So I make some graph. I prepared a graph, and maybe we can follow that. But before, I would like to tell and explain these planets
Yeah.
individually. Because when Mars, what is Mars, and also what is
Yeah.
Sun, and when Sun conjunct in there, what does it happen, and what does it mean for us? And now maybe let's turn at the beginning. Mars is about our spending efforts, where we spend our energy,
Mm.
where we spend our times, where we spend our money, of course. And Sun belongs to our highlights and also our focusing area. And in mundane astrology, we show that Mars related to military matters, and also the Sun is related to our leadership, our ministers, and maybe in addition, business astrology executives also.
Definitely.
And when we examine all of this situation, and also I just want to notice that in form of governance is equal to Saturn area, but
Mm-hmm.
in the power of governance is equal to Mars. That's the
Ah,
point. That's the point for us, of course. And we should examine all of this process, but now we know that the Sun and Mars conjunction produce events in accordance with the nature of zodiacal signs, of course.
mm-hmm.
We must deeply analyze these signs conjunctions, of course. So,
Definitely.
uh, while now I prepared some graph, maybe we can share this
Oh,
graph.
yes, please. Yes.
And I
You
don't
can share
know
it.
how could I share this. I never tried before that.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
okay. That
But
may be a little bit challenge. Let's see.
maybe I can use this reverse area. Okay,
Oh,
it's.
oh, thank you.
I'm so sorry about this, but
No, no, no. That's a limit of the Instagram, but you make it amazing.
that's my screen. As you can see, Mars and Sun conjunction cycle, and
Yes.
it shows cycles of about 150 years. Maybe
Yeah.
you can extend all of this, but I use the 19th and 2050.
Yeah.
Also, here we see the table. Maybe I also calculate the degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we see that in some degrees there is no conjunction at all. Maybe this
Mm-hmm.
seventh, and also this 13, and also 17, and also this one is 24.
Yep.
Maybe there is an important meaning hidden there. I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe it should be examined with degree techniques or degree theories.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm skipping this part for now because we have limited time in here, and I want to use this time efficiently, of course.
Yeah.
So let's check this. Let's focus on the zodiac signs.
Yes.
And as we can see this chart, there is a curve in here,
Definitely.
curved.
Yes.
Yeah. And certain zodiac signs of the curve inflated, especially Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra.
Yes.
And, and maybe we can see the most conjunction in there, but we can say the least conjunction, of course, Aquarius. That's interesting. I know you're an Aquarian man also.
Yes. So I say, whoa, Mars there.
Really,
Interesting. Not many.
really. My north node is in.
Oh, cool,
So
cool.
that's why we meet together in
I
there.
think so. Yes, there's usually no nodal axis is like a magnet, so it's kind of attract each other to say, oh, I wonder if somebody like that, it's like people met each other. It's a crossroad. So yes, about this Sun Mars conjunction, especially, I mean, it is very interesting. We noticed. Thank you for your graphic, and that is so clearly point out that there is a lot of conjunction around the Cancer and the Leo, and um, what what does that about especially about this time, there is not many. I think from your graphic, I see four different Mars, some Mars conjunction around the Scorpio. So, is there any special meaning for us?
Especially, I'm honest now. I don't know, and I don't look it in
Mm-hmm.
depth, but I know there is something about the orbit of Mars, because the alignment, Sun and Mars is an alignment now, because we live in an Earth, and we our point view of the Earth directly in
Mm-hmm.
there. But there's a hidden area I didn't know, but maybe we can analyze this science conjunction onto it. Maybe we can calculate what's
Mm-hmm.
on in here now, because I took some notes in there in these years,
Yes.
and I'm skipping the other science, astrological
Sure.
science, but
Sure.
because we have a limited time in here, but maybe let's the beginning of this part. Yes.
Okay. Please.
Okay, this part, I'm told to do this Virgo sign. Yes,
Yes.
Virgo sign is important for us, because Virgo belongs to our economic situations,
Mm-hmm.
and our communication systems, and also our health
Mm-hmm.
issues. And when I checked this from this history, I searched all of these dates, and I found lots of things about these subjects, about this process.
Mm-hmm.
And first, 1925.
Mm-hmm.
In 1925, maybe let's remember that year, most investors had invested their money in real estate in Florida, the state of
Mm-hmm.
the America.
Yeah.
And the bubble in stock exchange,
Ah.
was inflated in there. And when then a storm or hurricane is coming in
Yeah.
there, hit this place. This caused investors burned their money, of course. And maybe it's include the Great Economic Problem, Great Depression
Mm-hmm.
we show. And then the other year is 1972.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this year, we again encountered the Great Oil Crisis, of course.
Yes. Yes.
And then in 1987, the World Health Organization declares World AIDS Day
Yes.
for
Yes.
the first time. So we can draw attention to the relationship between Virgo and the field of health issues, well-being, And let's examine the 2004.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that Facebook is founded by Zuckerberg,
Yes.
And the ruler of the Virgo is Mercury. Also,
Yes.
Mercury shows us have access to each other. So Facebook is also doing that, and doing that in a virtual environment. That's also important us, because not a face-to-face or real. It's a virtual environment.
Like
Virtual.
we are talking now.
Course, yeah, of course. And then maybe it's related with the Mercury area, of course.
Yes.
And I know that Facebook story, and maybe you remembered that, because while Mark was studying at college, he thought of a way to access or connect girls, studying at
Yes.
the same college. And also that's important, because we are not just mentioned that Virgo sign. We also mentioned that the Sun and Mars, of course. So Sun is equals to Mark Zuckerberg, because he is a founder, and also Mars is equals to the matchmaking. I know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
It's a matchmaking, and that's also important. But there was another sorrowful event happened in this year.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that this big tsunami in there,
Indeed.
the tsunami and this big earthquake in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the tsunami were left many children without parents
Yes.
and mothers and fathers. That's also important for us because in traditional wisdom, in traditional astrology, we saw that Mercury is equals to children. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and also, many people had to receive medical care,
Mm-hmm.
and this medical care belongs to Virgo area. And finally, we had the conjunction in the conjunction 2019,
Yes.
and so we faced COVID, this
Yes.
health issues for us, and all of this process include in the Virgo sign. That's amazing for us, Rod.
Mm. Yeah, it is very interesting. I think that you really point out the Sun and Mars conjunction and related to our action, related to like a government executive side, and the side they conjunct that really highlight of the year. That is so interesting. That is so interesting. Do you have any other things
Of
going to
course,
share? I'm so
course,
looking
uh,
forward.
of course, we know that it's just include this Mars and Sun cycles, but we prioritize the
Mm-hmm.
coordinates also, and the establishment of the countries, and we
Mm-hmm.
can analyze, we can observe the another planetary cycles, of course,
Yes.
during in the history. It's also important for us because the Mars and Saturn, the Mars and Sun conjunction cycles influenced us in Turkey, the fifth house, the fifth
Yeah.
house, and maybe another country influence another houses.
Yes.
So we also prioritize all of this situation, but we are generalize
Mm-hmm.
all of these things. And when we generalize the Libra
Yeah.
is, and when we look at the conjunctions, we observed mostly diplomacy words. The
Oh.
equals to the Libra area. And in these years, negotiations are being held within the world wars and the history, and we see meetings of countries' leaders. And also in the conjunction 1942,
Mm-hmm.
we see the armies surrendering during the World War II,
Mm-hmm.
and some of countries uniting and some of countries becoming allies. And also it describes the nature of the Libra area. And when we go to the in 1974 conjunction, 1974 embargoes and in countries after the oil crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So there were economic relief, economic solutions in there. And in 1989, forced migrations, of course, the sort of
Yeah.
miserable area for us. Forced migrations between countries began,
Mm-hmm.
and we also witness the revolutions and reforms.
Definitely, yes. That was so
Uh,
important.
of course, because in 2006, the country of Montenegro declares
Yes.
its independence, its freedom.
Yes.
Countries are making more effort all of this process, and it separates from Serbia. Of course, it becomes a separate state, and we again the countries neighborhood system. This
Mm,
to our Libra nature. It's also
definitely.
Libra nature. And the last conjunction, the 2021,
Oh,
and we see, of course, we see the economic problems after COVID. Countries are
yes.
more effort to regulate their economic conditions, and also its process again. We are inflated all of this situation, and. Also, we must evaluate this conjunction in the sign
Mm-hmm.
because the sign dignities is a difference between this process, because when the Mars is in the Libra sign, it's a detriment in there.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
so when the Sun is in the Libra sign, is fall in there.
Yes.
Uh, so, unfortunately, we saw that the Ukraine and Russia war during
Mm-hmm.
this year.
Yeah.
That's also a sorrowful event for us. But
Yes.
we use as a reference at these aspects for times, because Sun conjunct Mars, and we also examine the opposition of the Mars and the first square of the Mars and last square of
Yes.
Sun. Because it occurs in 2 years, so we must do experience, we must examine all of this process. But now when we turn back to the Scorpio area, because in the
Yes.
present
So
time we
important. Yeah. We need that information, please.
of course, but I'm adding some commercial in here,
Oh,
maybe.
please let us know, please.
I'm so sorry about that. I'm
No, no,
some
please. This
commercial
is so
because
important. No.
because I'm now, I'm an agent 104,
Oh, hello, Agent
CIA,
104.
Cosmic Intelligence Agency, and I really appreciate Yulia Simas, who works really esteemed this area, and also Yulia wrote an amazing article in the last issues of Time
Yes.
Lords magazine,
Yes.
and also I want a big thank you to Julia for this process. And for detailed information, please click on this our
Oh,
free Time Lords issues. And I really thank to our new editor Camila. Also, she edited my article in there.
uh,
And thank you for so much for
I mean,
Camila.
yeah, I have to say that as a also non-English speaker astrologer, I know that how important that for you and me,
Of
because our voice usually easily to be ignored. But when we finally to get a platform, and that is a recognition, it's a important recognition. And I think the CIA, Cosmic Intelligence Agents, is a great organization. I met them back in 2012, and then I'm quite old. Yeah.
oh,
So, but they are amazing. They invite me in, but I don't. At that time, I really don't know what should I do. From time to time, I will have a talk with them. But really, congratulations, because this is so important step. And I know you are a great astrologer. You really deserve to be here. You know what? Apart from commercial time, I mean, big part of your audience maybe know you. How about we introduce a little bit about you before we go to step into the core of a Sun-Mars conjunction in Scorpio? So talk about a little bit about you. How did you started learning astrology?
really? Wow, that's an amazing question for me.
Yeah.
It's a long story, but in the short of term, that I graduated molecular biology and genetic department of
Uh-huh.
the university.
Whoa!
Yeah, I really interested in micro world,
Yeah.
and then I decided to step out to the macro world, macrocosmos.
Mm.
First, I really interested in microcosmos,
Yeah.
especially. So my specialization courses is about our medical astrology, of course, and
Uh-huh.
cartography is also
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
because it's the ground story.
Definitely, yes.
We interested in our micro world in this area. And then I decided to step out to the macro world. And my teacher is Öner Döşer also. I
Okay,
graduated
yeah.
this school, and then I attended the ESER exams.
Wow.
ESER CAP astrologer. And also I'm a member of APAI, the Sharon Knights. Sharon.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. I mean, yeah, the APAI is a great organization, because, to be honest, you need to be a great qualification, a great recognition to join the APAI. Is a honor to. It's a honor to. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. And I'm a member of the OPA, OPA,
Yeah, Opa. Yes.
of course. And let's examine to this Scorpio sign, please.
Yeah,
Let's
I like to
back to
delay
the
it. Yeah,
Scorpio.
okay, let's go for Scorpio.
Aquarius, I know, but let's turn back to the Scorpio area. And I'm copying now the Julia's work. I'm so sorry
Don't
about that, but
worry,
I really
as long as we mention it's Julia's research in some part of here. Like,
of course. And Julia wrote that this listed this years and 1912 Balkan Wars. She said Balkan beginning of the World War One, and in 1944 World War Two and Soviet advance, Nazi retreat, and 1959 Vietnam War begins, and also 1991 collapse of the USSR, you know, the United States
yes.
Republic, and Gulf War. And in 2023, we saw the Israel and Gaza war.
Yes, that was kind of spooky.
Of course, because it's also important that why we see that all of this situation includes the war.
Exactly.
Because we know that Mars is in Scorpio, has got a dignity and has got a dignity on this process. For this reason, its effects become more violent, and we observe wars breaking out in the world. And but Rod, I want to ask you. Because I think about that, it's this war this war was deliberately created. You know, I don't know. Would you like to agree me or not? I don't know, but
I mean, you mean you're talking about the current
of,
Israeli-Palestine situation.
of course,
Well, everyone have the title to do the different interpretation. But are you say this war, this whole situation is deliberately to create it? There is a possibility there. There is a possibility there because well, I don't want to sound like I'm a crazy conspiracy. But I know what happening in the Israel before these things happening. Well, Netanyahu himself facing a huge crisis,
yeah,
facing a huge crisis, and so it's not going to help if any challenge happen this moment because I think it will become one of his excuse, to do anything. But yes, so but at least especially I think let's talk about astrology. Scorpio, things are not what we see. So
of
there
course,
is usually a cover, and
of course,
the truth is behind. So I don't know the truth, but maybe we can always just like take a very serious, investigated spirit, trying to reach the truth as possible as we can.
of course. I completely agree with you. But why am I asking to
Yeah.
this question? Because I searched the news and
Mm-hmm.
I read in the news shares or stock shares of some
Mm-hmm.
army companies, army manufacturings increased in their stock market. You know,
Mm-hmm.
especially the companies that produce war equipments for American Navy, American Army.
Mm-hmm.
And this increase happened before the war broke out. So I just ask again, was this war deliberate or was this war unpredictable, Road?
Well, what should I say? Um, I have to answer this question carefully. I don't want to, I don't want to hurt ourselves. But um, this is very interesting about. Never forget that before Israel and Palestine situation happened, there's already the Ukraine situation there, and the tension. But to be honest, this is kind of an Israeli and Israeli-Palestinian situation. It's a little bit shocking. To be honest, it's a little bit shocking. But from astrology, we have a few techniques to kind of predict that. But I mean, that is possible. and some people believe in that, but that is possible. That is
Of
possible.
course.
Yeah.
Also interesting area for us to examining all of this situation. Maybe we can use some techniques in mundane astrology, ingresses,
Yeah.
and other cycles period. That's also, thank you so much for
No, no, no. I think it is a very interesting view, because I also receive a few people talking about Taiwan's situation. I'm originally from Taiwan, so I'm not totally unfamiliar with this kind of a view. And I think that is possible. Either, like you say, is a plot, either there is something there, or either they are so smart and they predict without astrology, they're already doing things.
maybe, yes. And I regret to ignore to call this is a war, because this is not war. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer to call it this is a massacre.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Complete massacre.
Mm-hmm.
But I have hope. I have
Mm-hmm.
hope, because no one can remain indifferent of this
Mm-hmm.
process.
Yeah.
And every citizens of every countries wants to join the protests and march, because
Mm-hmm.
massacre, it's a big massacre, because children are brutally killed in here, and also hospitals are being bombed in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's massacre for us. But I have hope, and I have hope that will change, things will change.
Mm-hmm.
So, we also should know that the Scorpio area is also covered area, you said, but I think that will change. All of this process, all of this mass situation is changed.
It
I
is very interesting, because I remember this world was happening around the Mars opposite Uranus, around Mars Uranus opposition that time, even when Mars just stepped into opposite
think,
Uranus. So
yeah,
when the things happen, it's kind of shocking. And also, I 100% agree with you. I mean, all the human beings need to learn, I agree. Doesn't mean I support the violence attack, but I agree, people in Gaza, they should be protected. That is definitely, I will stand with that, because I think kill the civilian and normal people is not a way out. It's not a good way to what should I say? I think it's not a great way to solve the problem. Let me say, let me put it in that way. Yeah, but I think the Sun Mars conjunction in Scorpio, it also show this event in the astrology, meaning there's a more than one layer. Of course, people will go back to history, eventually blame the British government, or British Empire, how they solved the whole situation there back to last century, and that is the huge problem, huge there in the Scorpio. The grief and the anger and the historical memory trauma, and that is very Scorpio in when we see this Sun Mars conjunction in the Scorpio.
of course, it's impressive when we examine all of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we can suggest some books or some astrologers studies in there, because I know I took some notes in
Mm-hmm.
there. I would like some few suggestions about the wars and following cycles,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to highly recommend this valuable astrologers and their works. Maybe Andre Barbauld and Planetary Cycles.
Oh.
A deep astrologer for us, because in this book we see the transits individual planets, and also therefore we can see the case studies
Mm-hmm.
of how the war will progress.
Mm-hmm.
That's also important for us, and he explains what each planet brings in transits with dates. Also, he indicates, and what the world wars have experienced in the transits effects. And then another book is also, I recommended this book, Nicholas Champion and Practical Astrologer, of course.
Yeah.
can find also lots of things include that. But I also recommend Nicholas Champion's all of the books, maybe. And the book of
Oh,
the world horoscope also
definitely.
important for
Let's do it together.
yes.
That's
Your
amazing.
first
I,
print, I think.
yeah,
This is my
Mountain,
last print.
yeah, Mountain Astrologer's treasure is this book. Yes.
It's also important because we can find country establishment charts
Yeah,
including.
yeah.
And also I would recommend the Richard Tarnas and Cosmos
Oh,
and Pisces.
yes.
This
Hmm.
book, literally profound, literally profound.
Definitely. Yes.
Of
Yes.
course, because maybe he has expressed the inner side
Hmm.
things in voluble and quite beautiful sentences. I know, and we will admire the book. Maybe you would like to suggest some books because I know that you're interested in comets and also
Oh,
big stars and also
yeah. Yeah.
suggestions. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, well, okay. I think you already mentioned about a lot of important book in mountain astrology study. Well, comet at this moment we haven't seen any specialized study in comet. Well, but I know the André Bobo in his own book, in French version. In French version, l'Astrologie mondiale in French, he talked about comet. He talked about comet a little bit, and
Ptolemy said the tetrabiblos, these comets,
yes,
but,
yeah,
but
that is
we
very important.
translate in the present time.
Yes, yes, I think that is very important in comet. What else? Well, I think there are few article. I don't. It's not in the book, but William Lilly did to describe about comet. Well, okay. Let me share one book. It's not astrology book,
So
but
thank
it's a cultural and astronomy study from Sarah
you.
Genscher's Genscher's this book called, I will send you the detail,
Oh,
called Comet Popular Culture.
okay.
Amazing book
Oh,
with a history study. Yeah, I will send you the name. I will send you the name. This is the major things when we study the comet in the culture, even how the history, how the astrologer or astronomer in the past history, how they study it, and that is very interesting. I will share with you later. I'll send you
of
the link. Yeah,
course, because
yeah.
we didn't see in the solar fire or any other
It
applications.
There is a problem. There is a challenge there to put comet in. It is very difficult.
Uh,
It is very difficult.
you use the weather spaceweather.com. Maybe you can
Yeah, I
use
use
for search.
spaceweather.com. Yes, I use spaceweather.com. And also, I mean, if people want to study the comet, I usually have to use the astronomy software rather than astrology, because it is very difficult. The comet's path are not really around the zodiac. So, and it's usually it's like from they being found to they appear usually 6 months or 1 year. I never see astrologer want to put them in. I don't know why. So,
Maybe
so I have to,
now because you have an amazing article and
yeah,
shared
yeah.
Astro.
I think
I
yeah,
know.
Astro.com. That's when my first article appeared on Astro.com, and I think it was the I don't know. Anyway, but I love that. I love that article, and I really still trying to put it on the book. I'm still trying to writing a book about the comet.
Really?
So that would be my work. Yeah, I hope it will next year will be the time I publish it because next year we have a huge comet coming up. So so
But,
fingers crossed.
thank you. Uh, Very good to me.
Yeah,
Of course, because you also mentioned that the colors of the comets, that's also important for the searching the planets area.
yes.
Magnification is also important for us because you're a professional astrologer, Rhoda, and I really appreciate all of this sharing and all of this process. Thank
But
you.
I mean, you are a professional astrologer too. Don't forget that. And we all really we are kind of when I notice your work, it's like wow. Is he spend 24 hours on his work or something? There's so many things he have to do, but we are the same. I think we are kind of really working on the on the astrology area, and with the reading, and with the social media, trying to share our knowledge with our audience. And that is, I mean, we have to help each other.
Of course, we have to,
Yeah.
we to help each other.
So, well, it's really happy to have a conversation with you, and a really different view and different perspective. To be honest, like you asked me about a question about the war and things. Most of my audience would be received from the Western media, and it's very important we understand different view from the different area and different cultural background. And that is, we are all allowed to understand each other. And I really enjoy that. So I'm really looking forward in the future time, I will have another, episode with you, because I really enjoy our conversation, and your knowledge is immense. And keep going on. I really wish you a great, successful future.
Of course. Thank you so much, because I'm now studying in the Turk mythologies and Turkish astrology, and also I would like to use it in astrocartographic area, because according to Turkish mythologies, and maybe when you can search in the Google, where is the center of the world, the Google showed you it's Turkey.
Oh,
it's Turkey.
Cool. Maybe that would be the new way, like you say, the new way to read astrocartography again.
Of course. I really appreciate for that. Thank you so much. We also we also include the other zodiac signs. Maybe I want to tell you a short reminder for that. Maybe cycles of the areas may contain initiating energies. Of course, cycles in Taurus can be about the possessions, of course.
Oh.
And cycles in Gemini can be related to communication or transportation, and of course, because in traditional astrology, Gemini and equals to the Mercury is a trade. And also cycles in Cancer, it may be related to real estate situations or the protections of the rights, of course. And the cycles in Leo will be related to royalty, government, and monarchy in history, of course. And we examined the cycles, the Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and maybe cycles in Sagittarius related to entrepreneurship. Our sun is in the Sagittarius sign, and also it's showed us the entrepreneurship will be boost and will now, and also Sagittarius includes the economic problems, of course. Cycles in Capricorn will again indicate economic problems, because the next synodic cycles will take place in 2026. It includes in Capricorn area.
Okay.
It will also show the management process of the state, of course.
Yeah.
And last one, Aquarius and Pisces. The cycles in Aquarius can indicate cyber crimes. I don't know, because the last cycle took place in 2011, and Steve Jobs died in this year. So Steve Jobs and the cyber crimes, it's related each other. And the last one, the cycles in Pisces may be about customs agreements, common economic solutions. Of course, solutions is related to Pisces area. But because the last cycle took place in 1996, and we will solve the customs union agreements in there. Maybe it's related to customs area, because Pisces belongs to foreigns and other countries and customs situation also. Okay.
That is so interesting. Thank you so much. And I think I really hope your fans are not let down by our short conversation. Sometimes we talk about something else and we jump back. And thank you for you to make it complete so people are more understand. First, thank you for pointing out the Sun-Mars conjunction with the highlight of the action and the executive in the government. And that was so beautifully researched. Thank you for you take out your time. for this and with our interview and your research. Oh my God, I feel so sorry. You spend a lot of time on it, and I know you're so busy. And so, well, do you have any plan in the future, like any like a talk internationally, or any plan internationally, so our people from the other country outside of Turkey can see you again, to join you again recently?
Thank you so much. I'm gonna write right now in a astrocartographic books, and maybe I want to share some my works in maybe Time Lords magazine, and maybe also we can share on this process in Instagram on Live. Maybe we can share each other through this process, because I know that you interested in astrocartography and astro mapping. Your classes is open now or not? I don't.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, that's advertising.
Of
on
course.
the on the 1st of December, is the starting of the conference for my school from 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We have a 3-day conference. And then the afternoon is the astrocartography workshop on the Friday, 2 p.m. UK time. So 2 p.m. plus 3 hour would be 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
in Istanbul. I think 5 p.m. in Istanbul. So yes, we still have some place. If anyone who want to join us, please welcome. I'm very happy to share my knowledge, and astrocartography is very popular at this moment. It's very popular at this moment, but basically it's another way to reading the chart. And I will tell guys that is not a secret, but it is worth to know. Yes. So yes, on Friday. So if anyone is interested, please contact me, and I will send you the link. Okay. So thank you, Kenan. Great to chat to you, and definitely going to see you next time. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Bye bye. Have a nice evening.
Bye bye. No wars, please.
No war. Definitely no war.
No war, please.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.